Hey cuties, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Cindy, and today on my channel I am going to show a grocery haul. This is mostly low carb stuff because, as you might have seen in some of my other videos, I am on a low carb plan to lose some weight. So I hope you stick around and see what I got.
Life is a one.
So first things first, I'm going to start with the frozen stuff, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I want to kind of hold up each item. I like to kind of tell you what I'm doing with each thing. I mean, there's a few things obviously that, like some drinks and things that I really don't have a recipe for. But yeah, I do kind of plan my meals ahead of time. And there are some staples in here, which I'll show you. But let's start off with the frozen and just, I only got one or two things of meat. And then I'll put those away and then we'll come back for the rest. Starting off is edamame. I love edamame. I just buy the frozen one that's already shelled. And I put this in stir fry. Sometimes I just steam them and just kind of keep them in my fridge. I'll put them in a little cup for a snack, or if I do a little snack plate for usually lunch, I will have this on the side. They're really good. Let's see what the macros are. They do have carbs, which I knew, but they have so much fiber. So let me just tell you, half a cup, 75 grams, is 10 grams of carbs, but they have 8 grams of fiber, which is really good, and 9 grams of protein in half a cup. So this might be something, if you haven't tried it, give it a try. It does not taste like lima beans, by the way, which some people might think, but they're just really good. So give them a try. Next thing is a staple. I always have baby frozen broccoli in my freezer, always. So I've mentioned in previous videos that I actually roast this broccoli right from the frozen state. I put it on a 425-degree oven. I spray it with some avocado oil, some salt and pepper, and just roast it. Usually it takes about 15 minutes. I kind of turn it and maybe put it in for another 5, depending on how kind of roasted that you want them, but it's so good. Plus, you can steam this, obviously. I like it alongside salmon. And I just add a little lemon juice, salt and pepper. Delicious. That was actually all the frozen stuff. So I'm going to show you the cheese next. So I've been kind of on a kick with shredded sharp cheddar, reduced fat, which I have here. I buy it almost every week. I put it in my eggs. You can put it on taco salad, all kinds of things. But then I was kind of into Swiss cheese this week. I think I actually have one more slice left in my fridge. Just as something a little bit different. But then I was on, by the way, this is a delivery service for the groceries. So I was on the app and I saw this Munster cheese. I have not had Munster cheese in so long. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this. I remember the yellow edges. It used to come in a block when I was a kid. And what I'll do with this, I really don't eat sandwiches, but I will put it on my eggs. Sometimes I just do egg whites with some veggies and put the cheese on top so it just melts, just one slice. Delicious. So of course there is no carbs in this cheese. For one slice it's 80 calories and 5 grams of protein. So we'll give that a try. Let me show you what the macros are on this. There is a little bit of carbs in this because I believe they put some caking agent in here to kind of keep it separated. So it's 2 grams of carbs for a quarter of a cup, or 28 grams, and 7 grams of protein. So there you go. Okay, just on to a couple things of meat. I only bought 2. I have plenty of chicken in my freezer. I have plenty of fish. I have salmon, cod. There might be something else in there. I have, what else? Oh, I think I have 1 burger patty left. And I like to make that just sauteed in a pan or put it on the grill with some cheese, pickles on the side. It's delicious. But I usually have to buy pork for myself, so that's what this is for. And what I do is I separate each one, wrap it just in saran wrap, and then I put it in a freezer bag and freeze it. So these are just boneless. These are the ones I like. They're not super thick, but they cook up pretty quickly. So that's a nice meal for dinner one night. And then I'll have 3 left over for the rest of the week. And I also mentioned many times, I'm sure, on this channel that during the week, I mostly eat fish, chicken, a little bit of pork. Sometimes I go meatless, but I've been kind of on this kick with the burgers. So I also thought I could make myself a steak one night. I'm sure that I will cut this in half. This is, let's see how much it is. Yeah, this is like 3/4 of a pound. So I would split this in half for myself, probably cook it, but then take off this big, thick fat on it. But I was so shocked to see how high in protein beef is. So I've kind of incorporated it back in my diet. My husband does love to cook beef. He makes the best steak on the weekend, but once in a while during the week, I just feel like having some. Again, I'll split it in half. I may even marinate it and then wrapped in saran wrap in a freezer bag, and I will freeze it so I have it ready for me for during the week. Okay, next up, I've got some more refrigerated things. So here's a carton of egg whites. I buy one probably every other week. I do eat real eggs. I know real eggs have the good fat in it, but sometimes I just want egg whites. Sometimes I mix them together with regular eggs for even more protein. That's really good. And next up is the pickles. So this is what I have alongside either chicken salad when I make it or my little burger patty with the cheese on it. So these are really good. Let's just check the, yeah, so half of a pickle, which these are, is 0 calories, 0 carbs, and 0 protein. I don't know how they manage that, but it's just the Claussen and the refrigerated ones. These are the ones I like. Next up, I buy this almost every other week, and it's the Good Culture cottage cheese. I know I've mentioned this before in a haul, but I just add about a tablespoon of it into my eggs or egg whites, just for a little added protein. The whole container is 19 grams of protein. That's amazing. I mean, you could eat this whole container. It's 120 calories. It does have 3 carbs in it, but I like it just kind of a tablespoon mixed in. It makes the eggs creamy and adds a little protein. Next up is some yogurt. I've shown this many, many times. I think I'm kind of a little obsessed with it. That's why I only buy 2. So it's the Chobani 0 sugar milk and cookies yogurt. There's 60 calories for this container. Let me just check the carbs. So it does have 5 grams of carbs minus the 1 fiber, so 4 net carbs. And the protein is 11 grams. I think that's really good. And once in a while, I kind of have to just ration it out. But I have this with usually some cut up strawberries and just the littlest bit of granola. I know I showed that in my last grocery haul, and actually I'll put it up in the cards, but I'll also link it below. I bought the granola, my Love Crunch that I like. Sometimes I just take like 10 grams of it, which isn't very much. It's enough to kind of give me the crunch in the yogurt, and it's delicious. And it saves you on a few calories and carbs. By the way, I am not no carb. I am only low carb. I try to stick to around or below 100 grams of carbs per day. Now, some people might consider that not low carb enough, but it's working for me and I'm gonna stick with it. And if you're interested in seeing what I do, I give myself monthly challenges and how much I'm losing. I always give you the results. I am not losing a lot, like in the high numbers, but consistently. I'm losing consistently, so I'm really happy, so I'm sticking with what I'm doing. So I also mentioned in my last one that I found these 2 Good little yogurt smoothies, and they were delicious. They only had the berry flavored last time, but this time they had the peach. Ooh, that sounds so good. And strawberry banana. And the reason I bought these is because after I've been going to the gym, let me just say, and doing some strength training, and I know it's important to get a little bit of protein after you do that. So I thought these would be good because there's only 70 calories in this little container, and it has 5 grams of carbs, but it has 10 protein. And they're delicious. I mean, they're not very big, as you can see, just enough to kind of give me that extra protein. I also eat protein bars. Those are very high in calories, so I kind of try to only have them occasionally if I have enough calories allotted in my day, or if I feel like I kind of worked out extra hard that day, I go for those. Otherwise, I do this. Sometimes if I'm really not hungry, or if I don't have a lot of calories in the day, I'll just have a string cheese. That's pure protein. I believe it's 50 calories. No sugar, so it's perfect. Also, I had found these quite a while ago, and these are the Chobani vanilla smoothies. Now, these are higher in points and higher in protein. So it's 170 calories for this container. This one's a little bit bigger, as you can see. And there is 20 grams of protein in this. And there's 18 carbs. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Oh, and I'm wearing my reading glasses too. It's 16 carbs minus 3 fiber is 13 net carbs. And I think somebody told me you're supposed to take away the soluble fiber. So I guess that leaves 10 carbs. Again, I only buy 2. I will probably have maybe one of these in a week. Sometimes I don't. I always try to get the later expiration date so that I know it'll last me. So, yeah. And I hope you guys let me know if you're on a low carb lifestyle, if you're following one, what do you use for protein? I would love some ideas. I'm always trying to look for things that are not kind of artificial protein. And I know that's what the protein bars are, and even things like this. It's like, it does have protein, but I'm always looking for ideas. So if you have any, please let me know. I would love to hear about it and how you're doing on the low carb diet. If you like it, if you're seeing results, what the reason is, if you want to share that. I'm doing it to lose weight. I'm also doing it to make sure my blood sugar stays low and just to feel better. I feel so much better with less carbs in my diet, for sure. If I go off plan, like on a Saturday, let me tell you, it's like I got hit by a Mack truck. I want to just sleep all day if I have too many carbs. So yeah, just kind of a staple that I always buy is some iced coffee. My husband and I both like this. I usually have maybe 1, maybe 2 a week because I like to have hot coffee better. I also add collagen to the hot coffee. And I also drink Celsius drinks. They give me the most energy. I try not to have more than 1 of those in a week. Not for any particular reason, but just kind of like some variety, I guess. Speaking of Celsius, I bought a couple. So this is the watermelon, the peach, and this was a new one for me, tropical. Again, if I have them twice in a week, that'll be a lot. But I like variety, of course. And my husband does buy me the ones from Costco. They come in, I believe, a 12 pack, but they don't have those nice flavors. So I will supplement that with the kind of fun flavor. Okay, next up, kind of a staple. I don't buy these every week because I don't use them enough, but these are just quick brown rice cups. So 1 cup of this is 220 calories. So I usually split this up either with myself or my husband, and it's plenty to go with our usually fish and broccoli with lemon juice. But yeah, it's nice to have rice once in a while, and this would be my 1 true carb, if you want to call it that. Like I wouldn't have some toast for breakfast and then have this for sure. So there you go. Just a fun little thing. I found these K-Cups a couple of months ago. I found the cinnamon one. Now, yes, these are very pricey. I buy just one box. I don't drink it. Even every time I have coffee, I kind of use these sparingly, just because they're so pricey. But this is the caramel one. I'm gonna give this a try, a little treat. And I bought 2 Crystal Light lemonades. So these were on sale. Oh, I just realized that the pitcher size. I wanted the ones that go in the water bottle, but that's okay. What I use these for mostly is occasionally on the weekends, I like to have a cocktail. And I use one of these, usually in the water bottle, if I buy the right one. And I just put, I believe, 1 ounce or 1.5 ounces of vodka. And it's a low-cal, delicious cocktail. So that's a good idea. I forgot, I did get another type of meat. This is smoked salmon, gravlax style, which I believe just means it has some dill. I don't know if you can see that, but I love smoked salmon. If you watched my last grocery haul, you saw I was making some cucumbers that I sliced with a little bit of whipped cream cheese, some smoked salmon, and just a little chive garnish. Oh my gosh, it was so delicious. So probably gonna make some more of that. This has even more flavor because there's dill, which is one of my favorite herbs. So that's what this is for. I still have some of the whipped cream cheese left over, so. And I believe I did buy a cucumber. I love cucumbers. I use them in so many different things. I just can't buy more than one in a week because I can't eat it fast enough, even though I eat it a lot. And we have good old romaine lettuce. Nothing special. I apologize. I didn't have my light on. You guys, I hope that doesn't turn out too dark, but I also got a watermelon. Love watermelon. And I know I've seen some things on social media that you should always look for the area that is kind of yellowish green. I don't know how yellow this is, but let's hope for the best. I love watermelon. And what I do with watermelon, actually, besides eating it like a fruit, it's very high in natural sugars, but I like to make a watermelon feta salad. And what I do is I chunk up some watermelon, I add some feta. I usually put it on like either arugula or some kind of softer lettuce than romaine. And I add just a peach white balsamic. It's just balsamic vinegar. And usually I add some walnuts or some kind of nut or pumpkin seeds. Oh, it's delicious. Now the white balsamic vinegar, I get from the Crushed Olive, which is one of those places, I'm sure they're everywhere in the country, or a type of place like this, maybe not the same name, where you can go in and taste olive oil and vinegars and all kinds of stuff. So that's where we get that from. It's one of our favorites. And I'm not a big vinegar person, but this is delicious. Before we continue on, I just wanted to come back to the smoked salmon. I just wanted to say that this, let's see, a half of the container, which is a 4-ounce package, half of it is 120 calories, no carbs, and it has 12 grams of protein. Another reason to like this. Okay, just going on to the boring stuff. A red onion. Just like to have these in the house. It's my favorite onion. When I roast vegetables, I put some red onion. I put them in my eggs. Yeah, just about anything. Salad. I soak the slices in some cold water for a little while. Just take the bite off if I'm putting them in a salad. It's a little tip. And just some cherry tomatoes. I believe these were a substitution, but they look delicious. None of them are bruised or mushy or anything. So there you go. Good for salads. And sometimes I put them next to eggs. I also put them on my avocado toast, which leads me to the next thing. I had seen this on somebody's channel, and she put her avocado toast on these little wasa crackers. Now I can't do this every day, of course, but once in a while it's fun to just have this. This would be my one carb, high carb thing for the day if I had this. So let me just tell you what the macros are. First of all, this is the sourdough flavor. Never had it, but I'm gonna try it. So one cracker, which I believe is about this size, is 30 calories. And actually it's 7 grams of carbs minus 3 fiber. Actually 4 fiber. So that's a lot of fiber. So that leaves what, 2, 3, 4, 3 grams of net carbs and 1 gram of protein. Who knew there would be protein? So yeah, I would just put my avocado on top, have some cut up cherry tomatoes, maybe some everything bagel seasoning. Delicious. I probably would only do one and maybe have an egg on the side just to kind of bump up the protein. That would be really good. I completely forgot that I bought more cheese. So I'm sorry this is all over the place. I probably should have taken everything out of the bags, put it down, and then I could show you in order, but you get the idea. So just some crumbled feta, my favorite. Let's just look at the macros just for the heck of it. So 1 ounce or 28 grams of crumbled feta is 70 calories. It's got 1 gram of carbs, really good. And where is the protein? Oh, 4 grams of protein. So again, I'll have it on my salad with the watermelon. I put it on eggs sometimes. If I grill up some zucchini, which I have right here, and maybe some chicken marinated like Greek flavored, lemon juice, oregano, those are kind of Greek flavors to me. And I'll have this on the side with some black olives. So that's good. Oh, my favorite, tzatziki. I've shown this many, many times. I do make my own tzatziki, but at this point, this one's so good. It lasts longer in my fridge. So I've just been buying this. They don't always have it. Makes me very sad when they don't, but I'm glad they do today. So this is the Cedars brand, tzatziki. You know, it's cucumber, dill, yogurt. And let me tell you what the macros are. For 2 tablespoons, which is a very generous portion, I think, is only 35 calories. And it has 3 carbs and 2 grams of protein. So there you go, delicious. Another cheese I haven't bought in a really long time, but I was kind of in the mood for some different cheeses. So this is Gruyere. This tastes really good in a quiche, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll probably grate some in my eggs, maybe in a salad, but this is pure protein. So for 1 ounce, it's 8 grams of protein. Of course, 0 carbs, high in fat and calories. That's why you weigh your cheese for sure. And I usually do it in grams, so it's 28 grams is 1 ounce. I find it's a little bit of a better bargain, I guess, or more accurate too. So there you go. Got my 1 zucchini. I think I have another one in the fridge. And my beloved cucumber. This one feels really good, but it's very, very small. So I'm gonna have to go get another one probably like next week. So yeah, I also got some green onion. So what I've been doing, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but if you chop off most of the green of the green onion and you put it in, submerge it in water, the roots, it will actually grow roots and it'll also grow a top. So you can constantly have green onion. Now I've done that. After a while, I find it gets a little bit kind of slimy, so I do discard them at that point. But now I have a little herb garden in the back. So what I'll do is submerge them in water, wait till they get some roots and start shooting from the top. And then I'll plant it in the dirt. And I will always have green onion, which we like. Anything Asian, I always put green onion. I do put them in my eggs sometimes. Sometimes they're just a garnish, honestly. So yeah, those are good. Speaking of avocado toast, I bought 2 avocados. These things are hard as a rock. But my little trick, which works every single time, I will keep one in the fridge, put one in a paper bag for, if they're this hard, probably a couple of days, and it'll be perfect. I've been really loving making my omelet and then just slicing this on top with a little bit of salsa. That's really, really good. And I got some raspberries, self-explanatory. I just like a few of these either in my yogurt or sometimes on the side for breakfast. I try not to eat too much fruit. I mean, you know, it's still healthy, so don't get too crazy about having fruit twice in a day, but that's what I like. Just some mushrooms. I will roast these mushrooms in the oven. Oh my gosh, I think I mentioned this in my last grocery haul. Roasted mushrooms, game changer. I slice them, not too thin, not too thick, roast them at 425. I spray it with avocado oil, salt and pepper, sometimes a little bit of thyme, and now that I have my herb garden, I have plenty of time. And I roast them for about, I think I do 10, and then I kind of mix it up and do another 10. So they're delicious. Give it a try if you haven't already. And just a boring thing. My husband, I get him 8 of these every time I shop. This will last him for about 2 weeks or so. And he likes the seltzer water. Yeah, there's 0 everything. Not a fan. Once in a while, if we have a flavored vodka, I might do it, but otherwise, I'd rather just have plain water. And then, I know I've shown these, maybe not this flavor, but the Quest protein chips. So for a while, my non-snacking husband was having chips at night, and I wanted an alternative to kind of have it with him without eating the chips that are so bad for us. So I discovered these. These are really, really good. Again, I kind of put them away. I like the individual bags because they're good enough that I could keep eating them if they were in a bigger bag. But let me just tell you what the macros are. So for this bag, it's 140 calories, 5 carbs minus 1 fiber, so 4 carbs, and 19 grams of protein, and they taste really good. I think downstairs I still have nacho cheese, and one other one that I cannot remember, maybe chili lime. I haven't tried that one yet, but again, I kind of keep them out of sight, out of mind in my, I have a little storage area in my basement for food. So if I don't think about them, they're kind of there for emergencies, I guess, if you want to call it an emergency, a chip emergency. But so these are really good. Give these a try. They're kind of hard to find. They're a little bit pricey. I think Target had the cheapest price by me for a bigger bag, which I think is what the nacho cheese, it's kind of like 4 bags in one bigger bag, but they're worth it for me, so I don't go off track over stupid chips. I feel really good about eating these once in a while, so whew, I'm working up a sweat. I hope you like this kind of different format. If you did, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you're not already. I would love to have you here. I'd love to hear comments about if you're on a low carb lifestyle, what kind of protein you eat. I'm always looking for protein ideas, like I said. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Have a great night.